gonna start anyway.
No, that's the thing. I don't care.
Well, the thing...
the thing is...
That's not the real thing. The real thing is that there are two completely full beers in front of me right now. And that's confusing because I thought I only had one.
There's two, and...
Dude, what is this?
One of them are hers.
Oh, this must be...
Yeah, that's
Why
hers.
did you open another beer if there was one?
No, I opened a beer.
For her.
Oh, shit.
That's
so you have this one right here?
No, what are you talking... There are three then.
Those two.
There are three.
Which one's yours?
Dude, there are two in my hands right now.
Yeah,
No, I did not open one of those now.
This is Boston Lager.
That's hers?
That's
okay. I got a black can right now.
I have not opened one of these.
No, wait,
right
no.
now.
I didn't give you a black tin. I gave you...
You didn't give me anything,
I gave you... Yeah.
What did you give me?
I gave you one of these,
Boston Lagers?
Sam's, didn't I?
Oh.
She has one right there.
No, but I just opened that right
She
now.
just opened that. I have 3 beers in front of me
Dude,
right
I
now.
totally gave
Don't worry
1, 2, 3 beers.
Okay.
Oh, no, you didn't. It was for her because you didn't say, give me a beer. She said,
No,
give me
I
a beer.
did say that.
Then I didn't see you do that.
Oh, well, that's fine. The point is, I have 3 beers in front of me, and if it is what it is, then they're all mine. Okay? And that's it. Okay? Then whatever. You know?
If it is what it is.
Whatever.
I'm gonna fucking drink.
There are 3. You know, have you not drank 3 beers in your life before?
I drink 3 beers all the time.
All the fucking, you know what? That's not even fucking true. Because you drink more than 3 beers. You know? No, just like in general, like how many times have you actually only had exactly 3 beers?
Never.
Like once.
No, that's not true. It's 0.
No fucking way.
The right answer is 0, okay? Because who has 3 beers? You either have 1 beer or you have like 6. Like what the fuck are you doing if you have 3 beers?
I think I had 6 beers that night. You're right.
No, you didn't have 6 beers. You had like 3.5. You didn't have 3 though. You had 3.5.
So you're calling me a bitch?
Wait, what the fuck did I say before? Was it 3? Was it 3 beers that was
yeah,
wrong?
no,
or was
3.
it just...
You stuck to 3.
I stuck to 3. So you either have more than 3 or you have less than 3, right? 3 is just not the number you land at, right? Because once you get to 3, you're like, I want a 4th.
And then 5th, 6th.
Well, yeah, but as soon as you're at 4, you're not at 3 anymore, so it doesn't matter.
Fuck you.
All right. Anyway, this.
After our dilemma of the beers, which I'm having one of those.
After Elizabeth stops talking, we can finally consider this to be a real podcast.
House of I.
House of I. All right, so let's start with that. What the fuck is that supposed to mean? House of I.
Can I use a bathroom?
No. Actually, there are no restroom
There are no
breaks.
bathrooms here.
If you're listening, you're not allowed to go to the bathroom. Actually, unfortunately. Yeah, just this time we don't.
No, but literally,
just be respectful.
we don't really appreciate that kind of thing.
After
you know, so.
Even after this podcast, you can never use the bathroom ever again.
We just find it a disgusting habit, and you should just stop doing it.
If you're a fan, you need to stop.
You need to stop doing that because you're hurting the environment.
Because God will eventually remove
toilets.
the waste.
Because God is just like if I
you
wanted to put something in you that you didn't need, then I wouldn't have put it there.
Exactly.
So
right? Everything that you need is essential for your body. It's just intakes.
God
Exactly.
watches
There's no
you
waste.
Poop. God watches you poop, and
God
he's like,
is,
I'm disgusted.
God is perfect, so He would not put shit in your system.
He would not put waste into your system.
Oh my God, that is the perfect answer.
That is
to why
that's the
religion
answer.
is bull.
Is bull what?
Oh my God.
Is
Bull-esque.
literally bull, like bulls,
Like a
they're
bull.
evolved from like goats or something.
Like a big bull in Spain.
I'm just saying, there are a ton of bulls in Spain.
Too many. No, that's wrong.
Too many.
No, there should probably be more.
They're killing way too many bulls in Spain.
Yeah, we shouldn't say that.
It's actually
they have too
illegal
little of anything.
now, man.
Oh, is it illegal
Yeah,
now?
To
dude.
kill bulls in Spain?
In Spain, they
Do
don't
they still do
that.
that like
The bull run?
thing?
Yeah,
No,
you know, I
they
think
don't.
no.
Why?
No,
Because
wait.
bulls die.
I
Yeah,
saw that
'cause it's
like
illegal.
8 or 7 people got killed in the last bull run.
Well, no
When was that
fucking
last
shit. They're
bull run?
bulls, man. Who's gonna step in front of bulls
That's
while they're running?
bullshit that they didn't do that.
When was that last bull run? I mean, I guess it might be true because
A
it's not.
pretty recent
It's
one,
not.
yeah.
It's not like they're killing bulls in the bull run.
No,
No, they're not. The bulls are killing
It's
people.
They're
just
just having
illegal.
sex with them. They're not killing them. They're just reproducing.
They're just. That would be really weird if they were doing that.
Yeah. That'd probably be like inappropriate. I think that would probably be the right word to describe that.
Inappropriosity.
I don't think you should teach that in grade school. That's all I'm saying.
Not at all.
What do you think they should teach in grade school then?
How to raise babies.
How to raise babies, right? How to raise babies.
I mean, I think that how to sew
Like
a
how many
button.
16-year-olds are getting pregnant? This is important information.
That is important, actually. That is legit.
They're just
a
having
problem.
sex.
Danny, shut the fuck up. You're always talking. Jesus Christ, man.
They're just having sex.
They're just having sex all over the place.
All over the place.
Just fucking and boning.
And how many more babies are gonna have to go through it?
Wait,
you know?
can we talk about boning? That shouldn't be a word.
Bonin is not a word.
That should is it not?
It is.
Bonin?
Yeah, it's in the dictionary.
How do you spell that?
B-O-N-N-E.
B-O-N-O-E.
Not E. It's an I. There's definitely an I.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. It was an I.
Bonin?
Let's
Oh,
Spell it
I-N.
again?
Use your-
I-N. B-O-N-N-I-n.
no.
B-O...
Whoa.
Oh, there are two N's. Oh, no. Okay. Oh, no, there are two N's. Okay. No, I was...
Bonin.
Yeah, bonin. Bonin.
Maybe one. Maybe
makes
you
more
get
sense.
right.
It means you're an architect.
Hey, what are you doing?
What I meant?
Bonin?
Oh no, I'm sorry. What I meant was archaeologist, right? Where you're digging up bones.
You're boning.
That's what I meant.
Because you're looking for bones.
That's what I meant. You get a bit. All right, if you're dinosaur born, then you're a paleontologist. You know, right?
That's
Right?
actually a very solid career move.
Like, who wouldn't understand that? That makes perfect sense.
I mean, that's what I understand from that
I
expression.
wanted to be a dinosaur boner.
You
for so
wanted
long.
to. You wanted to be a bonin.
I wanted to be a dinosaur. I wanted to be boning dinosaur bones.
So for short, it'd be DB. Then
A DB, yeah.
A DB, a
DB,
dinosaur
dinosaur boner.
bonin.
Not.
No, a dinosaur boner. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Let's not miss. There's not misconception of dick boning or
Whoa,
Dinosaur.
whoa, man.
There's
Or dick
why did you
boner.
bring dick?
No
into
one's dicking
Well, I'm just
anything.
making sure that
dinosaurs didn't have dicks, man. That's a big misconception.
It is.
That is a
They were
it's horrible.
reptiles, so they
all
had
had vaginas.
penis.
They all had vaginas. They were all girls.
hermaphrodites.
They were all hermaphroditic.
Without the dick part.
Alright. Seriously though, we play music.
What do you play, Kenneth?
I play mostly music, but sometimes I play other things.
What do you play,
Sometimes
Daniel?
I play the flute. The flute.
No
the skin
fucking
flute.
way. You
The
play the
skin
skin
flute.
I play the skin flute.
Dude, that is one of
A
the hardest
penis.
instruments. What are you talking about?
A skin flute. It's a penis.
No, what? A skin flute is a penis?
A skin flute is a penis.
That's disgusting, man.
Google skin flute on your phone right now.
I thought-
and
I
go to
thought it was
images.
just
You'll
like-
just have a bunch of images
I
of
thought
like
it was like-
recorders and inside
I thought
a
it was
penis.
like I thought it was a recorder like that was
Penis.
made out of penis,
penis.
skin. I mean, like they used to make them out of bones and stuff, but they realized that the skin was just so much more malleable that it's just
It's just a better,
better tonal
He's
quality.
Yeah,
a,
just
he's a
the
skin
tonal-
flutist, so it means that
He's a skin flutist. So
Skin
we have a
So-
drummer, a bassist, and a guitarist.
and a
skin
D- and a
flutist.
skin
DB.
flute. Oh,
And it-
you're
you
a
call
DB.
Well, yeah, but I play DP and guitar sometimes.
Right.
So
But,
you're
but mostly I don't
So
play.
what do
I actually don't even have a guitar, but I think that I can play it most of the time.
Right.
It's
So-
more
I
like
agree.
a vocal task for you. Is
Right,
that
so
like-
I just like sing guitar most of the time.
sing guitar notes,
Kind of
like
thing, right?
tones. and
Like
notes.
tones.
Yeah.
Like it's like mostly tones.
So do you improvise like the type of like
No,
instruments you use?
I
like,
don't.
for
I
example,
don't
amps and
improvise.
stuff?
I think improvisation is the devil's
Improv,
work.
it's an improv
No, I agree.
conversation.
I mean,
It's an improper conversation is what improvisation is.
the devil is
So,
what
do you
makes us
like
wander.
improper conversations?
I do not.
Neither do I.
That's
Because
the
I don't worship the devil.
Because I
That's
I
right.
worship the devil, but I don't appreciate
I
Not
don't.
You don't appreciate his dialogue.
his dialogue. 'Cause he
That's
doesn't
a
use
good.
our-
That's a good point.
He
right
should have
there.
just dialed back a bit.
Just
Just a little bit.
You know?
He would.
That,
He,
on that phone that he's using, it's just like dial less
Right,
numbers,
right.
man. Like
Just
stop
less.
stop typing so much.
if he had less words, maybe a different phone, he would have been able to get a lot more people.
It's probably the phone. That's what I was
saying.
right. I mean, that's what you know.
I told
think
him
it's
a
the
long
first-
time ago that like that shit is out of date, man. He has a flip phone.
That's what I
Can you
was
believe
saying.
that shit?
Flip phone?
Can you believe that
Never
shit?
uses the one or the other number that
Oh,
you
the
use
other
to
one, man.
call people out of area code.
Right? Like 3?
Yeah.
That's in like
Is that-
every
is
area
that-
code.
I mean,
literally
three?
every you can't have an area code without 3 in it. Except for
insane.
I think St. Pete is like 781 or something. So
727.
Or like
727.
Orlando, which is 907.
right, except for those couple.
Orlando is not 927.
907.
Well,
407.
Tampa's 813.
It's 407.
Tampa's 813, which
Yeah.
has a 3 in it, which pretty much proves my point.
The devil.
exactly.
Yeah.
The devil.
That the devil only exists in Florida.
Okay, no, but
I like to see
seriously,
if anyone,
we're-
if there was like a straight line of coherency in that entire thing, but there probably wasn't.
What?
like our
Well,
whole
that
thought,
conversation in that
our
conversation.
whole thought process.
Yeah, our whole
Yeah,
thought process
no.
was probably a little
lucid.
eclectic.
Eclectic.
Yeah,
that
that's a
might be
good
the
word for
I
it.
like that word a
Yeah,
lot.
Yeah, a
yeah,
little
yeah.
It has,
elastic.
like, elastic, a little
malleable. It's a little
malleable is a
malleable.
good
Yeah.
a good one. It's a little indistinguished from
Yeah.
anything else in reality.
Erratic.
It's definitely
No,
erratic.
no, I don't think so, no.
Danny's an
No.
asshole, so it is
I'm
erratic.
glad they use that.
No, it's more erratic.
little-
It's more of a more
little-
radical rather than.
Well,
anything.
it's erratically radical.
So it's the same.
God damn it!
No, radical is
Yes.
a completely different word.
You should just knock this mic into.
Spelled differently than. Okay, so
Here's a
seriously,
real question.
Like for reals,
For
though.
real?
We're in a band. We play
What-
music.
What color does the audience think that these mics are? That's a good
that
question.
is a
I
good question.
would really hope that they would say
They're
Most recording equipment
is
black.
No.
Yes.
No, is it really?
Of course.
yeah, no mics. I
Because
mean,
it doesn't get dirty.
these mic
Like, you can't tell that it's
these
dirty.
cables.
That's
that
a
mic
really
stand,
good
this
point.
Have you ever
cable-
seen a white mic stand? Mic stand?
Well, I've met
I've
a
seen-
white mic stand before, but
Yeah.
I've never seen a white
What
mic
other
stand.
what other color would Mike Sten be? That man is
That's a really
obviously
white name.
Mike
That's
That's a
Sten.
really
he's
white.
Is
obviously
that even a last name?
Sten, of course, yeah.
Of course
I
Sten's
know
a last
many
No,
Mike
it's
Stens.
Sten. No, you don't.
Of course
fucked
I
a Sten
do.
once.
You fucked the Sten?
Yeah, it's Michelle
Dude,
Sten.
Michelle
Michelle
Sten,
Sten.
right? She's a fucking
Right?
slut.
What a slut!
Did you fuck her too?
No, but
no,
I know.
she has a lot of shit like.
Dude,
diseases,
I've
so
heard
you shouldn't fuck with her.
stories.
Whoa.
Of-
Did you get
Yeah,
some?
no, it took me a while to get rid of all that stuff.
Which ones did you get rid of?
The good ones.
8? So they're good ones.
They're like the good ones to get rid of. That's what I'm
Okay.
saying.
There is
Alright.
no Michelle Sten. So, anyways, I've actually,
There's no Michelle Sten
I've actually seen white mic cables though.
White mic
That's
cable.
so racist of them.
Yeah, like I mean, how much?
Just keep it black, guys.
How many times are you gonna like? Are you seriously gonna put these people in this situation, right? Like, what if I wanted a fucking fucking mic cable that was my color, right? Where's the fucking like cream or whatever fucking
Yeah.
color I am mic stands?
Kenny is
Why
black.
are they all black?
By the way, Kenny's black.
I'm almost there, but you know, like
No, he's
I'm
a-
not this color black, and this is the mic stand color that I'm pointing at, so that's my fucking point, okay? So,
He is basically black.
well, basically, that's a
What
strong
does
word.
basically even mean?
Café con leche color.
Oh my
Wow.
god,
Well,
Café
you
con
just,
leche.
it's just so
you
good.
just said that for people. Oh, I totally told
con
Dylan and
leche.
Patrick that I'd make them coffee, and I totally didn't.
Yeah. So
I
they
forgot.
probably left and
You
said,
know what?
"Wow, Daniel's kind of a
I
dick."
totally
You know
forgot.
what we call that? We call that being a shitty person. I'm
We
just
call that
saying,
being a shitty Hispanic.
Oh,
being
I
a
totally
really
forgot.
more than a shitty Hispanic. That's unbelievable. But that's a shitty person
Oh, I
in general.
totally-
Let's
Human
come on.
being
Let's
to the very core.
you know, let's be honest.
I totally. I'm sure they forgot too, though. But I forgot more than they did. That's for sure.
They text me actually, and they were like, you know, you didn't give us, you didn't give
No,
us
they
a call.
didn't.
I'm reading it right now. It says, Danny, God damn it, you said that you would give me coffee.
You son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch.
I hate you.
There,
Alright.
it's all capital and exclamation marks.
Okay, but in all real
Literally, it's only exclamation mark. There are no letters.
Literally,
there.
they didn't even put words.
There was just 30 exclamation marks.
Exclamation.
That's
But
all.
I know what that means.
It means I'm not
I'm
very
mad
happy.
because
Never
didn't
come
give
into
me
that
coffee.
house again.
I'm not happy.
You didn't
I
give me
want
Bustelo.
coffee. It means I want coffee.
That is. What
It
that
means actually what it really means is that you offered me coffee and I didn't get any, and I
I'm
want
angry.
coffee.
Which is even worse than just wanting coffee, because you can just want coffee.
I'm just
randomly.
saying for anyone else who wants to use this terminology, just put 30 exclamation marks and people will understand, because I mean people should. If they don't understand, they're
Obviously, you shouldn't be.
they're
friends with that
illiterate.
person.
They don't
So
know how to
what's-
read.
Exclamation point.
Yeah,
So
no.
what's the
30?
29? 29?
29 means nothing. Like who would write that? What a fucking
31
retard.
means nothing. Anything
One-
above
one
31.
One means I'm excited. 30 means that
Where
you
the fuck
offered
is
me
my
coffee,
coffee?
And you never gave
and
me.
you never gave
You
it
never
to me.
handed me
Right.
that.
But
What
no,
about
no, no.
45? What is
What I'm
45?
saying-
nothing.
what
It means nothing at all
what I'm
because
saying
it's
is
an
that-
exclamation mark. Why are you going to put 45?
What I'm
What
saying
about-
is that 31 means nothing.
We
has to
of
be
course,
30.
Wait, no, wait,
of
hold
course
on.
31 means nothing.
No, but
it's-
wait. What if you just turned 31 years old?
No,
And you're
that's
just happy that they're 31
that's
years
dumm. That's not a thing.
Why
We're
is
talking.
that dumb?
That's like algebra 3, man. Like I don't know. You don't
need
even
to
know what you're
relax.
talking
old.
about.
Is that even? Is that
Kenny is in college for what is it again?
I'm
That thing.
right. Carpentry.
for
Okay.
things?
Like I
And
make
that's not a
carpets
thing,
for a living.
Daniel.
His major is things.
I
That's
make
not
a
a
lot
thing.
of carpet things. It's actually carpet.
Carpet
Okay.
things.
Okay.
Carpet
So
things.
since you're in that thing, what he just said isn't the thing, right? Because that's not 31 exclamation marks. That's not a thing.
I don't know how to count to 31. Why are you asking me?
Yeah,
That's not a thing.
Well, I do know how to count to 31. I can tell you right now.
Do it.
If I was no,
Because you don't know how to
because I
count to
can't.
31.
All right. Let's talk about something else like
Like-
like colors or something.
Okay, no, but serious.
Like black and white.
Since-
Those what do you like black and white like
That's racist.
every color and no color, like we can't make any distinctions.
What's the
here.
every color part?
Fucking white, obvious. Oh no,
White?
this is legitimate physics here.
Excuse me, sir.
I actually don't know that much about it, so I'm gonna stop there.
Yeah.
But anyway,
It's irrelevant.
black means you don't have any color, right? That's kind of
I'm
racist.
burning this napkin.
That's kind
Is
of
that what black means though? That there's no color? Because black is a color, so technically it is a.
okay. Let me drop some.
Drop the
All right,
realness.
no. Seriously though, black legitimately means. No, seriously. Black
Listen.
legitimately means the lack of
Color?
frequency. Lack of frequency, lack of
Holy
color. It means
shit.
emptiness.
I
Okay.
didn't even know that.
black
I'm
bo-
not even joking. I
Yeah,
didn't know
no.
that.
So seriously, the development of quantum mechanics was motivated because they considered objects called black bodies, and they called them black bodies because these bodies essentially absorb all of the electromagnetic radiation that's pounding them, essentially that's being interacting with them, and it doesn't reflect any.
Is that why?
It absorbs them all? So
like
it's
a black
so
hole,
that's why it's
similarly?
that's why it's called a black hole, because even light doesn't come out of it. So it's not
That's so
secreting
badass.
any light.
So
So
absorbing.
it's just black because no light is coming out of it. You're not seeing any light on your retinas that it's being reflected from the black object.
So is that right? It's absorbing all
So
light.
legitimately, black is a lack of any color that
The
anything
Office
being
lied to
reflected.
us. The
Right.
Office
Why
lied
did the
to us.
Office
Why?
lie to
Why
you?
did
Because Dwight paints his office black.
Well, yeah, but
Okay.
that's a different thing.
No,
You
no, no.
can
But listen,
paint
listen,
things
listen,
black.
listen. He goes. No, actually, it isn't because he paints his office black, but he's interviewing
Because
Andy.
he says that black
He's
absorb. No,
he's
it's
interviewing
every
Andy,
color,
and
yeah.
he's
So
like,
black
what's?
absorbs every color. That's true,
He doesn't say that.
and
Though.
that's why it doesn't
He
reflect.
literally
I just made that up.
he literally
God
goes,
damn it.
what's
But that's
what's
true though. He
That's
said
what's-
fucking badass.
you made something up that was right. So
what's the
good.
most dominant color?
There's
and-
no dominant color.
And no, but listen, the guy goes, Andy goes white because it's all colors, and he goes, no, wrong, black, because it's all colors or something like that.
because there's no colors.
But he should have said that.
Well, he should have said that because that would have been right.
You've
Black
been
is
lied
not
to.
all colors. Black is seriously. That's why they call it a fucking black hole.
Sorry, yeah, I burned it.
That's legitimate. The fucking term came because no light escapes, no color escapes.
Yeah, that
It's a
makes
black
sense,
hole.
though.
Of course, it makes sense because that's what it is.
That's fucking badass.
It is badass. But it also does mean, I mean, isn't that why people tell you all the time, like, wear a white shirt if you don't want to be hot or something?
Right, because black absorbs the light.
Black is absorbing all the light, and white
Yeah,
is
makes
reflecting
sense,
it all
yeah.
because it already has all the pigment there.
Yeah.
Whatever, you know.
Well,
It's
that's
probably
another-
not. It's probably not as simple as that. By the way, just for the podcast listeners, whoever they might be,
That's another interesting
baby.
theory, though. Like how,
babies.
like
are-
the reason why we see what we see because of what, like for example, algae, right?
Uh-huh.
Now I'm getting into my
No, go for it, please. Danny majored in marine Was it marine biology?
Yeah.
So he majored in marine biology. So he knows a lot about, organisms.
Fishes.
Yeah.
Such.
And so, like
Fishes.
for example, why there's green, red, and brown algae is because of the wavelengths that they do absorb rather than what they don't absorb.
Yeah, exactly. They absorb everything but what they look like.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Is that-
Because that's always that's flickering. The light is flickering. Just saying. I'm just saying that the room that we're in right now, there's a light that's
The
flickering.
room.
The rum.
I didn't say it like
You
that.
said
You
totally
did,
say
you
like,
did.
It's on. It's
We
on.
ha-
It's on a recording.
Yeah, so we can
So-
just listen to it. Let's just drop this.
Let's just say that you did.
He said rum. He said rum.
Let's just say that you did.
He said
Hey.
that this bottle of rum
All
that
right,
we're
so,
in. He
all
said
right.
that.
All right. Let's just go ahead and change
Rum.
rums.
Rum.
So we're gonna go into a different room.
Give us a second.
No.
No, so what I do want to talk about though, like
What?
legit, I do want to talk about. We were kind of talking about this before, but I said that this would be a better topic to talk about with you around because.
I'm not up
A
for
topic
it.
guy, right? That's what I told you.
I'm joking. I'm up for everything ever.
Especially
always.
gay sex.
That is my favorite. Oh my god! Seriously, just
After that, we've
give me a
taken up-
call. My number is 555-5555. That's how much I don't want you
You'll
to call
end up
me.
calling Kenny's taxi service.
Kenny's taxi service. All right.
Now that we've taken up about 20 minutes of your time with all
Was
that.
it seriously 20 minutes?
Probably.
That's awesome.
I would have to say
That's
20
the
minutes
best.
about just
See, that's
nonsense.
all I
Oh my
wanted.
god! I just noticed that the sun on Elizabeth's shirt is smiling, and it looks so happy.
Look what it says.
Oh my god! And there's an ice cream that's really sad.
You monster! He killed the other
Okay,
ice
that's
cream.
great. Her shirt is like, it says "You monster" with the sun just having a good time, smiling with a couple dying ice cream cones. And it's pretty sad, but it's really funny.
You monster!
You monster.
So yes,
All right,
because
anyway.
I thought that was a really good conversation, and
yeah,
it was.
he never
I was
finished
saying,
what it was.
I was saying that I wanted to have this with
Okay,
all
cool.
three of
Okay,
us.
yeah. So it was about the writing process, also about our styles, and okay. So let me just explain what I said. So what I was saying was that we often try to copy each other.
Mm-hmm.
Would you be? I'm right when I say that, right?
Okay, so the word "copy" there is more like be inspired by.
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
right,
because
yeah.
that's kind of what it is.
Yeah, that's
and I think that's absolutely true. I
Yeah.
think it's absolutely true that what we do is, first of all, we were inspired to do music in the first place by music, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of the only way it happens, is that you listen to music and then you find that this is something that really connects with you at like such a deep level where you're like, oh my god, this is like a new experience that I'm feeling. So first you get to that point, and then you realize that you just like sound, you like notes, you like melodies, and then what you do is you're influenced. You're certainly influenced by what you're listening to, what you like to hear. What you like to hear is what you're gonna like to produce, and that always happens. So we started off like that, where we had our inspirations mostly from the Beatles, probably right on. Like from the get-go is the biggest inspiration was Beatles, and then Radiohead, and then Strokes, and then The Who, and then whatever other band that we ended up we got into music like that, and then that's what we wanted, right? What we wanted was to make sounds that made the same sort of feeling, you know, make just kind of produce that. You know, as a musician, when you start off, what you're doing is you're playing other sounds that you like hearing, and then you just sit there and you play them, and then you start getting used to this instrument that you're using. It could be the drums, it could be the clarinet, it could be the guitar or whatever. You know, you start getting used to it, and you know how to mess around. You know, this song had this chord progression, it sounded like that, and you just start messing around. And then you get to the point where you're just kind of improvising on the guitar, right? Where you're doing whatever you want, and you play something that you kind of like to hear, and then you play it and you make it into a song. And that's how it starts. That's how your first song goes, right? And then the situation that we find ourselves in House of I was really nice because we started off like that, and then we got together, the three of us, me, Danny, and Elizabeth, where we all had that conception already, that we love music and we like to make what we wanted to make, and we wanted to make the sounds we wanted to make. But we got to work together too at the same time, so that combines a lot of different styles, right?
Yeah.
And that turns it into something that's kind of new. It's not something that one person out of the three of us decided that's what I wanted it to sound like.
Yeah.
It was a combination of how we felt about music in general to turn it into
It could be the risk of joining a band with, 5 diehard Beatles fans. I mean, that's kind of the risk that you run about just sounding like them. I mean, yeah, exactly. If you're into any band like that, it's
you're always
going
to want that kind of thing.
It's the risk you run by joining a band with people who literally like the same exact kind of bands. And we're not like that. I mean, we like different. We like different things, and we got
to a good point where we decided that we weren't going to be satisfied with sounding like what we always sound like. We want. Change. I mean, really, all we want is just to make as many different sounds as we can. As many different sounds that we like. Yeah,
exactly.
Because we're not gonna make a sound that we don't like, right?
We can sound like Blink-182.
Right. We can do that. I mean,
that would never happen.
Kind of, not exactly, right? Because none of us are the dude that's singing, so we're not gonna sound like him or whatever.
Singing.
We can play the, but that's just what we're falling into is anything that we want from it. And we're just gonna.
More in the sense of, I mean, even in a joking sense, but like we could sound like a lot of bands.
Yeah.
The only band sure. I would have to say the only type of music that I really, really seriously couldn't sound like would be like maybe jazz because I'm not there, and maybe like metal music because I can't play like
because
that.
They're like that and stuff.
So
yeah.
But
so I get where you're going there.
If we hear a reggae song and we really wanted to cover that reggae song, we could do it.
Yeah,
we could totally cover that.
And
reggae
it depends
song,
on people listening to how well we're doing it.
Yeah,
sure,
of course.
But at the same time, we're not going for that. We're not saying that. We're not like, oh, that sounds awesome. I want to sound like that. No. What we're doing is we hear something and we're like, dude, that sounds really cool. I want to kind of have that emotion in my song. I kind of want it to feel like that when I do something like that.
Yeah.
And that kind of thing, you have to take inspiration from somewhere, but you don't have to produce exactly what that is.
Yeah, exactly.
You can do it however you want, because the way that we think about music is more of in a feeling kind of way, where it's like, because you can take the same drum beat or the same guitar part, the same notes kind of thing, and use them in a lot of different ways, because like what else are you dealing with besides the 12 chromatic notes that you can deal with?
Can you name 2 songs?
Octaves? What do you mean?
That have pretty much the same chord progression. And
okay, so Subterranean Homesick Alien is one of my favorite, if not my favorite Radiohead song.
Mm-hmm.
And the song that we play, Ignorance, has the same chord progression. It's G to C minor. So it's the same progression. It has the same sort of feel to it because of the way the progression sounds. But I think that most people listening to Subterranean Homesick Alien and then listening to Ignorance would think that they don't really sound similar, the songs, even though the chord progressions are similar. So in the same way, I mean, you find out as a musician your favorite chord progressions, and there are a million different chord progressions that go from 1 to minor 4 or something, which is the G to C minor. And I love that chord progression, and I can't do anything about that. It's just I like the way it sounds.
I mean, I don't think anyone can do anything.
Yeah, no, exactly, and that's the point, right? No one can do anything about what just happens to sound appealing to their ears, right? So,
I think it literally comes down to the feeling that you put out when you're playing that song.
I think so too.
And that's how, like, another thing that I was talking about that it's a cool thing to talk about is like how you write songs. So for example, for me, whenever I write a song, it always comes out to the tone that I want to emulate in a song. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean by the tone?
So for example, I'll just like, I mean, I know that no one has heard this song, but let's talk about the new song that we just started learning together, which I actually just named and wrote the lyrics to.
Okay.
What is it called?
Finally, it's called Cool Ice Melts.
Cool Ice Melts.
Yeah.
It does. That's like a thing.
Yeah.
Well, if it's in a hot place.
Yeah.
Yeah, which
If it's in a freezer.
which is the song.
Which is the point, right?
Yeah, the song is about the climate change, but I wanted to go for. I love the Pixies, and like I didn't do this on purpose. It just happened. It ended up sounding like the Pixies and exit music for whatever.
Radiohead.
Yeah,
Exit
Radiohead.
music.
For radio?
Exit
For
music
whatever.
for film.
Computers.
Yeah, it ended up sounding kind of like that, but I just wanted to go for like a dark theme, but also kind of like a piratey type of sound.
Yeah.
Which
So
it
what
kinda
you do
sounds
is
like that.
so this song that he's talking about, which is called now "Cool Ice Melts."
Yeah.
We didn't have a name for it before, so
I'm glad to know the name of the song.
it's. I think if anyone heard it, they would agree that it doesn't sound at all like exit music for film.
Yeah, it
Right.
doesn't.
But I completely understand what you're saying about having the same kind of feeling for it.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the direction it's going in, the way it's making you feel
Yeah.
as a listener. Right?
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
and that's a big thing. You know, it's funny actually. I remember back in the day asking about. I think I was talking to Elizabeth about something about what kind of music she likes and why she likes listening to it, and she mentioned at one point that that she liked to listen to music where she could walk around and just feel like a badass.
The punk music.
And that's kind of what music is. It's going around listening to something that's giving you some sort of feeling. Because that happens to me. There's music that makes me smile. There's music that makes me tear up. There's music that makes me pumped up, and a lot of different stuff. Because that sound that you're making itself isn't just the sound. It's a lot of. There's a lot of stuff backing it up.
And that's why I fucking love the Pixies so much, because they can literally take a feeling and just portray it through the whole song really well. And it's crazy because even if the song itself changes in dynamic, they still
keep the atmosphere.
Yeah, they still stick with that feeling pretty well, in the sense of like even if the feeling is really sad, they understand how a sad feeling can make you feel really mad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
So it's
Right.
like
It's really intertwined. I think that music is really intertwined.
So it's like a whole thing where it kind of pushes you through the whole emotion, and I mean that's literally it's one of the reasons why I ended up liking Modest Mouse a lot too, because Modest Mouse made me feel that emotion at that particular moment really well. If it was sad, badass, depressed, whatever it may be, like
so
it was just.
That's kind of the only thing that we even hope from people listening to our music, right? It's funny as a musician, because as a musician, what you really are the most is the fan of music, because you just love it so much. But you don't even have to be a musician to be to that point, right? Where you like music.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Which is awesome, And it makes you feel even better as a musician if you can write a song where someone else relates to it.
When they're not a musician.
When they're not exactly.
When they're just
not a
listening
musician,
to it and just feel
they
exactly
just
what
feel
you're.
the same, and it's because you understand it. It's human emotion.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
We're just expressing things, right?
You were able
Expressing
to express that emotion so well that someone
else understood, because in another way, that's the thing that connects people, right?
Yeah,
we have
humans,
feelings, we feel similar, you can understand. I mean, that's what fucking empathy is, right?
Exactly.
Is understanding how someone else feels at some point. And music really encompasses that, when you can express how you're feeling in such a large context that people can understand that and take it into them.
Yeah, no, and I mean
appreciate
even
it.
like Radiohead, playing shows in countries where people didn't even speak the same
even
language,
language, right?
and they were just going nuts in the same exact way that we would go nuts, even understanding the lyrics and then the whole night, just like because they were evoking, the emotion very well.
And they're all right. Well, someone who is very into psychedelics would call it like vibes.
Yeah, exactly.
But those things actually, there's an atmosphere that happens in these kinds of situations where you're playing music.
Yeah, they happen in everyday life.
And not understanding someone, but listening to music and hearing the sounds that they're making, you get some sort of atmosphere from that. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I have a question.
Okay.
So like, I know what kind of music I prefer most. So what's not what type of music, but like, what emotion from music do you prefer most? Because you have your like emotional music, right? So like something that would make you kind of feel. It could be beautiful in a sad way, but it could also be beautiful in a happy way.
Definitely.
So what kind of music do you prefer? I know I have, but
who wants to start?
You can go start. Go ahead, start.
I mean, I would say anything that makes me feel very secure. I mean, I know that that's not really even like a thing, but something that makes me feel very centered in how I'm feeling at that very moment.
So,
like,
what example?
Fuck, I don't know the name of this Pixie song.
What album?
I guess it would be Trump Lamont. Extinction. Is that sad punk song right there?
Have you heard? By the way, have you been listening to that album? That album is so good.
Trump Lamont.
Yeah, dude, that song makes me feel like I have like the biggest balls on earth right now. Like,
so like I would have to say that your emotion would be like feeling badass.
Yeah. I mean, I like describing it like that, like just very secure about what I'm feeling. Like just when I evoke what I'm saying, I'm very there.
Yeah,
confident.
I would say confident.
And these emotions, as wrong or right as they may be, I'm just.
Yeah, it's out there. Like it's very visible of what you're feeling.
I don't like there being black and white. Like I'm just being very.
So. If I were to say what emotion I would like to be evoked out of me the most when I listen to music, right? It would be like, I've always been kind of a introvert. I've certainly always been an introvert, and so the kind of things that I found myself, I think even at a kind of early age, you start having a sensation of what it is in music, especially that you kind of start to relate to the most. And what I related to the most ended up being a sort of separation with reality, that kind of thing, where it's like where I've always liked, so the way I want to put it is almost kind of like spacey things. I certainly always have liked spacey things, but I guess the music that I like the most, the emotion that I like appealed to the most, is the sensation of kind of being alone, that kind of thing. Being alone, but being satisfied that you're alone.
Yeah.
What about being alone, being aware?
Being aware that you're alone.
Being aware of that.
I mean,
of that.
Being aware that you're alone, but it's more than that. I mean, because as a person growing up, being kind of, I mean, not the most social person in the world. I had troubles with interacting with other people. So it happens to be the case that what really appealed to me was feeling like I was just away from a lot of people. Like I wasn't really close.
That's why Homesick Alien is your favorite song.
Right? Yeah, Subterranean Homesick Alien by Radiohead. If you listen to that song, you'll see that's the emotion that I appeal to the most. Like that emotion is probably what most strongly.
What about that song in Nevermind from Nirvana?
Bloom?
No, like a really fast song, a really loud song.
Breed?
No.
I was gonna say.
No, it wasn't Breed. It was
I was gonna say.
something
in the way.
No, he literally says in the song that he was an alien. What the fuck is the song? Which is funny because in like in interviews, personal discussions. I mean, Kurt Cobain described himself as literally feeling like an alien.
So I'm sure people feel like that. What
the fuck song is that?
I felt like that before, but I do also know that I'm not an alien. But it's but that's the emotion that I appeal to the most. Like, even writing a song, when I get into that state where I feel like that's the kind of emotion that I'm going for when I'm writing it, it hits me hard. Like it hits me hard, and like.
Do you feel like you can evoke that really well
I mean,
when you write?
All right, so this the way it feels is like I'm totally evoking that emotion, and that's all I want in life. You know, it almost feels like this is as happy as I could possibly be making this sound, and I don't want anything else. You know, that's what it feels like to me when I make a part that sounds like that emotion. You know, that's a lot of words to describe that, but that's exactly what I go for. I mean, that's what I feel the most, because music is also the kind of thing where there's a lot of different things that I want to portray.
No, and it changes with every song.
There are some things that you can, something that you want to express, or two things that you want to express that you have to use two different songs to do. You know.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's hard to.
You can't encompass everything.
Yeah, the question is very hard to kind of narrow down what I would really want from a song.
Specifically, he said the most though.
Yeah, exactly.
And I can appreciate the fact that I do understand that the thing that I go for the most is that kind of feeling, and like Subterranean Homoscalian and Ignorance, really, which is a song that we play. So
yeah, I mean that's why I was able to answer the question the way that I was, because I guess I'm a simple person in the sense that I don't enjoy my emotions being caught up in any sort of misconception between me and who I'm trying to evoke that emotion to. But and it's probably why I ended up being a drummer, because when you're a drummer, it's very black and white.
Yeah,
you know?
I don't think that necessarily means that you're a simple person, though.
I do.
just think that might necessarily mean that you understand. Well, no, not even. You just have a different taste for
Territorial
that
Pissings.
type of thing.
That's the name.
Territorial Pissings.
That's the name of the song.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah, because because it's not like, for example, Kenny nor I have like a skewed view of like what we like. We know what we like in terms of the type of song that we appreciate more. While you have yours, you know what I'm saying. So
yeah,
that doesn't make you.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
But you said simple though. Where
I'm saying
while
that,
you can
I'm
say
saying,
that our both mine and Kenny's view of what we like and what we enjoy more is also simple because we know what we want.
So
no. That's not what I'm saying though. I mean the very fabric, the very basic of what I'm saying is very simple compared to what you guys are saying.
No, I don't. I mean, it's all.
I'm not saying that that's right. I'm just saying that that's what I meant.
No, but it's all the same thing. I mean, it's all an emotion that you're feeling, that you're taking in from the music.
Yeah,
you know?
it's just a different feeling.
Right, it's just a different feeling.
Yeah, I mean,
So
I guess that's why I
there's
like the music.
there's no deeper thing to any one person liking some feeling of. There's nothing that's more important. You know, it just happens to be the thing.
Yeah,
and that comes from where you grow up. You know, and the things that you experience when you're growing up. You know, that's why music is so
fucking awesome.
So fucking awesome and so varied. You know, because there's so many different things that you can feel like.
And the great part is that all of us like all those different styles or emotions the same. Like we all love to feel badass. We all love to feel spacey. And then
sure.
like I haven't
probably not all of us, honestly.
I mean, us three sitting right here, I can say yes.
Sitting here right
that's what that's what I meant us.
Okay, well,
I meant us.
for sure.
When I said us, I meant us three.
For sure.
Yeah, but I think that's why it's kept. For the listeners that don't know, we've been in and out of a lot of our fourth person, which would be the bass player.
Right.
But it's been the core of us three for...
Who fucking cares how long?
Right. I mean, it's been
6-7 years
yeah,
now.
It must be a really long time. But I think that's literally the most important part of being in a band. The very core foundation of us is that we enjoy what each of us would want to evoke in a song.
Yeah.
You know, we really would. There is fucking. I mean,
I think there's.
You said Homesick Alien, right? I mean, that song to me, there is fucking nothing wrong with that fucking song. Like, that song is fucking amazing.
Right? It's awesome. Yeah, right. Yeah.
If each of us were to sit here and name our favorite song,
we'd all choose a song that everyone else liked.
Exactly. Literally every single song that we would choose, the other person would be like, fuck yes.
Oh, yeah, that song's awesome.
You know what I mean? And that's, I feel like, what's kept us together for so long now. Yeah, because if we disagreed at the very core foundation of what music should be,
I've seen a lot of
we wouldn't be together right now.
Yeah, right. There are a lot of disagreements that happen within bands that hasn't happened yet, at least here.
Yeah.
Which is really nice to know, and I think it's also because I don't think that could happen. I don't think that I could really disagree so much with Danny or Elizabeth that I decide not to play music with them anymore.
Exactly.
So,
Me too.
So
I mean, it's literally like such a basic, like, for me, as a drummer, for example, it would be like, do you want me on the hi-hat or on the ride?
Right.
I would prefer to be on the hi-hat, and then both of them go, no, the ride. I'm not gonna.
I'd be like,
I'm not
okay,
gonna.
sure.
Yeah, I'm not gonna break up the whole fucking band because they want me on the ride.
That's not too bad. Okay, I can do
You
that.
know, like, so like things like that, you know, but like, and
even more than that though.
Exactly, like even parts that you guys have wanted me to play or switches that you guys have wanted me to make,
or the songs.
It's never been the case where I'm just like, fucking hate. I hate
think this is a totally wrong idea.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
like it's never been like that,
So
and frankly, with my hard head, it just wouldn't go down. Like, I mean, you know.
But again, you know, we come from the same background of musicality in the sense that we want music to sound like what we want it to sound like. We don't go further than that, and that's the thing. You know, there's no reason
it's so
to go
simple.
It's just like I just want it to sound like I fucking want it to sound. I just want it to sound good, in my opinion, and that's it. You know.
Yeah,
There's nothing more that you can
doesn't
do.
matter if it simplifies your part to a point where you feel almost bored playing it.
Well,
because the point is, it sounds fucking right for the song.
It's like, this is what I want to fucking be playing here because it sounds good.
It sounds fucking right.
Hear, you know, so.
I mean, I think that's very important. I mean, I honestly can never. I can't think of a time where we've had that problem.
No, I don't think we ever have.
had that problem.
We never have.
I don't think we ever had that problem.
Yeah.
Because I never said the emotion that I like.
Oh yeah,
best,
it's true. You just...
I think my favorite one that I've noticed is the sad one is my favorite one, like the depressed one.
Depressed
sounding sad song are my favorite songs.
So let's hear an example, right?
You know, and it's funny because I'll say the song and you won't think that it sounds depressed or sad, but Reckner is my favorite.
I think
Radiohead
Reckner
song.
sounds sad.
I don't think it sounds sad.
I think it does.
Yeah. And I thought you would think that it wouldn't sound sad, but other people would. But that's one of my favorite songs. Another song that I love a lot that is a sad sounding song to me is Amsterdam by Coldplay.
Amsterdam, yeah.
Right? I love that song. Like, that song is
So you know what this... So for me, when I think of a song that sounds sad, I would have to say it's something like and I'm gonna stick with Radiohead. Something that
I was gonna ask for a song
that
too.
Sounds sad to me is something like Gagging Order, and that's not one of their albums, but it's on Comlag. Gagging Order, because it's, I don't know, it seems really.
So I think I just have a different feeling for what sad would feel so. Like.
I think that's probably
because I get what you're saying, but I don't feel like I don't feel like that way. Like, that doesn't come to me.
Why doesn't Reckner sound like a sad song to you?
It just doesn't have the. Okay, so when you're talking about these kinds of things, it's like you're not just talking about words, right? You're not just talking about what they're saying.
No, you're talking about the music.
Because it could literally sound like a sad song, and they could be singing about the happiest thing ever.
It's probably held up in the tempo.
I was gonna,
song, right?
dude. I literally thought that you were gonna say that, right? Because it's. Like
Right,
it's just kind of like a.
That's exactly what it is for me.
Like
So
it's,
for me,
it's
it
too
sounds-
fast to
You
be
know
a
what it
sad
is though?
song.
I think it's because I associate beauty with sadness.
Okay,
That's
well
what I
that
think.
that's totally
what it is.
possible.
I think that's
It
why.
is.
Because that song
It's not
is,
always the
is,
case,
is,
though.
is I would absolutely say probably one of the most beautiful songs I've ever heard is Reckoner,
Yeah.
especially because of the harmonies,
Yeah.
because of the guitar part, because
Yeah.
of when the piano.
That
and the
song
bass
is
comes in.
fucking beautiful, bro.
It's beautiful,
Yeah.
right? But I see that as beauty, and I don't see it as sadness.
Yeah,
right?
but at the
Yeah,
same
so
time, I can feel the what's the
I can
best
feel
way?
some sort of sadness, right? But it's not as it doesn't compare to the level that the other
beauty
ones
of
do.
the song. Yeah.
No, not to beauty of the song, right? Because the song is, for me, Reckoner is as beautiful as you can get. Really, like he I mean,
He sings
they
really
thought
that song.
a lot about every note that they were going to play in that song, and it's all magnificent. But to me, it doesn't sound like that longing sadness, right? And that
Like you would say, like in Amsterdam, kind of has that more
Amsterdam,
of an actual feeling of sadness rather.
I
than,
feel like probably Amsterdam does have that feeling a little more, for sure. Especially in the chorus, really.
Yeah.
But I don't feel that from Reckoner as much. But it's not like I'm hearing something different.
No, because you
right?
understand what I'm saying.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's just that it happens to be the case that particular sound it translates more into just really nice happiness almost for me, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean it's anything different.
No,
right?
of course
It's just
not.
happy.
I mean, music
It's
is
just
whatever
some other things
whatever
that
the
happen to
person
me.
interprets it.
Deep Water by
Yeah.
Portishead.
Sounds cute.
I feel like that has a little bit of sadness in it
Of
for
course.
me.
I see it differently. I
Right,
see,
exactly.
No, but
That song is more
you know
like
what's-
a overcoming song.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know what? I
Yeah.
can clearly hear both. I can
Yeah,
clearly
true,
hear
I
the
can.
happiness because it's on a fucking uke. How can
It's
you
on
be?
a uke, right?
How can you be sad on a uke?
But it does have that. So you know what's really
But
funny?
you
is
know,
that
it's the tone of that song maintains it at a part where you're just like, oh my god.
it's the tone of the song, and then it's also like there are like things that you especially with that song where it feels like it should be sad, but at the same time, because of the fact that it feels that way, it's a different
Yeah,
sensation.
I mean, have
It's
you heard
happy.
Blind Melon Rain?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's that's
No
a
Rain.
perfect example. I
Right,
mean,
yeah,
the
yeah.
song
It's
sounds so
super
fucking happy.
It's just like,
But the lyrics
and then you
are
listen
so
to it and you're just like, oh, that's kind of
that
like,
person is
oh,
really sad.
Oh man, I
Why are
wanna
you
go
so
hug him.
sad?
But yeah, but it's totally like
that, you know?
and
But I mean, you know what's funny to me? Reckner sounds sad because his voice. He sounds like he is getting over some shit. Like he sounds like he is just like he's like this weight that I've had on me is just lifting, and it could be just because it's fucking Tom York and he just sounds like that.
I mean,
falsetto.
let's
Exactly.
let's not fool ourselves. That shit is amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. So I think it might be just the way that he's like, and through the whole song. I mean, at least to me, it feels like they're just getting a tiny bit louder through the whole
Well,
thing. Like
I think
they're
they are,
they're like bubbling up. Like they're just.
I mean, like what I
swelling.
said, when the bass comes in, it's just like.
Yeah,
Oh, like
exactly.
so another good example of a song that I love a lot that almost makes me like tear up is Codex.
Yeah.
Codex, you know that song, and literally the lyrics too kind of give you that vibe where like, you know, like almost like a person that's in distress, and then they kind of.
I feel that.
Finish,
So,
you
but
know what
like,
I'm
there's
saying?
another song that I like a lot. Gives me that nostalgic, sad
Depression.
feeling. Is "Till Kingdom Come" by Coldplay. So it's just like.
Why do I feel like I remember that song? I shouldn't.
Still my heart and hold my tongue.
Okay, yeah.
Feel my time has come.
Yeah.
So I like that song a lot, you know, and for me it holds, for some reason it holds that feeling in the song itself. I love it. But so listening as a musician, this is what we go for. This is what we want to do. What we want to do is write a song that sounds like that for someone else to hear. Yeah. And that's what I go for in most of my songs. I mean, that's what I go for in all my songs. Is some specific thing that I feel like it sounds like, and it's different, and that's why fucking musicians write more than one song, because they have plenty of fucking things to express. It's not just the one thing. So
another thing I talked about was like the I guess inspiration is a better word, like you said, but how we literally try. Well, I would say copy, because I try to. I literally try to copy.
So you've heard the saying before that good artists copy and great artists steal. Because that's essentially that's what we're doing is we hear something like that sounds awesome. Yeah, I want something that sounds like that. Yeah.
I'm saying off of each other, though, is what I'm saying.
Okay, so yeah, that's absolutely
about.
Yeah. Because that's the other thing that's really awesome about writing music with another person is that you get to write your things, and you write them. You always think they're fucking crap, because you wrote them. Right, and then you show them to someone else, and they think it's cool. And you're like, "Oh, cool! I wrote something cool." And then you're writing songs with this other person, and that you get stuff from them back. You're in the other situation, and you get something from them. They're like, "How is this?" And you listen to it, and you're like, legitimately, like, "Holy shit! this is awesome, man! Yeah. This is like something that, holy fuck, I want to do that." So,
has it ever happened to you that you write something you think is crap? He's cool with it, and he writes something, and then he feels like it's crap, and then you're like, "What the fuck?"
I don't know if he thinks his things sound like crap, but I know that it's been the situation where I've written things where I didn't think I liked them that much, and Danny liked them a lot. He was like all over them. So I felt like, oh, they're cool, and I know for sure that I've been in the situation where I've heard something that he recorded, and I was like, damn, that sounds awesome. I fucking wish I thought of that first.
Have you ever written stuff like that? That you showed it to him and you're like, I don't know.
Well, we haven't learned it, but I definitely know of songs that I'm like, yeah, it's alright. But he's like, we should definitely learn that. One of them is Free.
Free is one of them.
But I know of songs that I've been like, we need to learn this song,
like
which is like Running on Empty.
Oh, well, yeah, sure.
That's a fucking
We
amazing...
did that.
We did it, which is great.
Yeah, why are you making it sound like we haven't?
No, I'm just saying, like, that's an example.
I'm just letting everyone know, those listeners, we play that song.
Yeah.
Come to one of our shows if you want to fucking hear it, by the way.
So, Running on Empty, Give Me Time is another song that I feel like we should learn because it's a fucking cool fucking song. I feel like that would be a good band song. I don't know if Nova or Floating on Thin Water, wherever the case.
What the fuck are you Floating on Thin Water?
Yeah, I don't know if that was ever the case.
I don't think that was ever the case with that song.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
Was never the case?
I was like, oh, this is a shitty song. I don't want to play with you guys.
Oh yeah, you probably didn't say it was shitty. No, because it's not. But
you recorded it.
I said I listened to it right away, and I was like, I want to play this song.
And I'm pretty sure I said the same. That I would get down to learn that song.
Yeah, no. There's no reason for you to think it was
I just
bad.
don't think. I think the difference between me and you though is like, I typically don't show you or record the shitty songs that I think. I think that's the difference between.
You know what that means? That means that I do record.
No, that's not true. No, because
songs.
usually I'm saying we should learn those songs. Oh, Into the Rabbit Hole, another one. Another great example.
I agree with that though.
Yeah.
Alright. A good example that you should have said was Laughing Matter.
Yeah.
There you go.
What I was going to bring up that song too. Because I remember you saying that you were like, no, I don't think.
I wasn't trying to play this song.
Like you were saying that I didn't think that was going to be a bad song. Like we need to change this and that. Like you wanted to change.
By the way, we added a part which made the song sound pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure we did. Yep. I remember that date.
But Into the Rabbit Hole, and I've said it a million times, and I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it again. I don't care if that song is just YouTube. Okay. Like I don't care if there's no part.
It probably won't be though, because I mean, I will do that.
I could do very abstract.
That's exactly.
I could do very
have to.
abstract things like symbols,
But
tones.
I think that it would be better with that there.
Yeah, for sure. That's what
you know?
I could get mallets, and I could do very abstract.
For sure.
But yeah, you know what though? That song is great. Into the Rabbit Hole. If you ever hear us playing that song, you're in for a treat.
Which
SoundCloud.
Legit, and I told Kenny this when I first heard it, is the first song that he ever made that I ever teared up to listening to by Kenny.
Is it on
It's
SoundCloud?
on Sound.
Yeah,
It's on
It's under
SoundCloud.com/Keniel KENIEL.
KENIEL.
But a lot of the songs on that site, I'd rather you hear us play it live.
Yeah.
You know, there's a ton of stuff.
That we play live now.
I mean, Machines is good on the site too, but when we play it live, it's really fun too. And running on empty is a lot better live, honestly. And there are plenty of songs on there that we play now live that are really good to hear.
But yeah, that's the thing. Like I don't show you songs. Like typically, if I do, I might show it to you one time, but then I never show it to you again. But usually, if I write a song and I think it's okay, I'll just show it to you one time, and then I never.
Danny thinks too hard, man, because
he does
because
that.
I write shit all the time that I show him and then I never play again because I don't like him. So yeah, I can't do anything about it. But at the same time, it's also kind of whack because sometimes I feel like so when he said that the song Into the Rabbit Hole, I wrote that during a period of like 1 to 2 weeks where I wasn't really talking to Danny Elizabeth that much, and I recorded it and I put it online, and that's the first time he got to hear it. Most of the time, that's not how Danny hears my songs. It's because I come up to him and I'm like, oh, I have this part, and I play it in front of him, so it's a lot different than like going through it and writing the whole thing first, you know. So I'm a little impatient. That's what I feel like with my every time I write a part, I'm like, fuck, I want to show Danny and see if he likes it, you know? But then I have to try to stop myself to be like, fuck, maybe I'll write more and then it will be better and then I'll show him and then they'll like it a lot. But it's not like my only criteria is
no, because I mean Danny, it makes complete sense to show him parts.
It is true that like I go there first because I'm like, you know, he likes a lot of the music that I like, so if I'm playing some part, if he likes it and I like it, then
it makes
people might like it. You know,
exactly,
it's a sound. It's a song that sounds like something that we like. You know.
Yeah, exactly. I think that. I mean, that's why I haven't felt the need to be really involved with the songwriting. You get what I mean? Because I mean, there literally hasn't been anything that you guys have shown me that I didn't like.
Well,
and then if I feel like even a slight like, man, maybe we should stop playing that song. It just happens naturally within the band.
I've been thinking about this kind of thing.
What is it, Sweet Remedy?
Sweet Remedy.
It just stopped by It just stopped by itself. I didn't have to say anything.
We could still
take
play
a drive.
that song because I like that song a lot.
We could totally still play that song.
But
or depersonalization too.
Or depersonalization, because I like that song too.
There's that one part that I want to. The ending.
That one part.
The ending.
We can even do fucking. Well, I mean, I remember the part to Harlequin.
Yeah.
But
that's another one that we've been saying.
It's not about.
It's that one part
that are really good there.
It's that one part.
One part.
It's that one part.
Yeah.
That one fucking part.
We should change that part.
I remember how to do it, but that doesn't matter because we should change it.
That's irrelevant. Because that's the part I don't want in the song. But yeah, there's never been a part where I could literally ever think of that I'm just like, I can't believe that I'm about to I'm about to play this song.
That's good though.
You know, and that's never happened. So it's never pushed me to the point where I feel like, okay, so obviously if I'm not more involved in what these fucking guys are writing, you know, I'm gonna end up playing some shit. You know what I mean? And so that's why Not that I don't care, obviously, because if I didn't like it, I would say something.
Yeah.
But I
Both of you guys have literally done that, by the way.
Said I don't like it.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I have
because
no.
If I don't like something, I'll say it.
Yeah.
I have no problem with that,
which is totally fine.
I have so much trust in you guys that it's hardly ever the case.
Yeah, right. Danny's so bad at songwriting that I can't not do that. You know?
Usually, I just listen to the shit that you write, and then we're good. We have
exactly right because
new
we're good.
band
We have
songs.
some good shit coming out.
So.
I'm joking, man. I do not have that much confidence in myself.
Me either.
I do not have that much
Not
confidence in myself. Which, going, now, that we're on the songwriting thing, so I found that for myself, I typically have, periods of, a style that I'm, looking towards to. So, for example, Water, right? It's I would say I don't want to say it's dark. It's not dark. What would you say? No, it's not dark. I remember when I
say it's dark.
No,
yeah,
I wouldn't.
No, right? Yeah.
So
I
wouldn't.
when I explained it, I remember I said it was almost had a cowboy kind of feel to it with the tremolo that's involved, right? And then the new song, Cool Ice Melts. So those songs have a specific feeling, and I would say the feeling is a serious feeling. That's a good way. I think that's a good way of explaining it. It has a serious feeling to it. Because there's some songs that you can say that have a trippier, they're more spacey feeling, but these songs are serious. They have a serious message behind them. So, do you feel like you write in those periods like that? You have.
I feel like yeah, there's certainly times. Well, for me, I wouldn't classify them as periods that I'm writing music. It becomes a lot more individual per song, right? It becomes for example, Caveman. When I wrote it, when I was writing it, I was feeling like I wanted to write something that was a little more epic.
Which is when I said because what you told me was you were
I was looking for Danny.
Yeah, Danny.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. That's exactly what I was looking for. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
And it came down to what it was. So.
Which I think you did a good job.
Which I think.
But I think that but it's not.
Don't ignore our fucking compliment.
Well, all right. Listen. What Danny and Elizabeth say are very relevant. All I'm saying is whenever they tell you something, it doesn't really mean anything. All they're saying is that they're alive and they're present.
I wish there was video.
But there's nothing.
To see how he went into that.
There's nothing.
Yeah, because
he's so serious.
He was just like.
I'm just saying. Let me explain this to you. All right. You just need to stop listening. You just need to stop listening right now, and then realize that it's all nonsense. That what they're saying is trying to confuse you intentionally because they're evil. Because they're evil people.
Because they're the devil worshippers.
Anyway. About music and the fact that but seriously, when I write songs and they end up in a certain mood, in a certain scenario, it's usually completely intentional, right? It happens to be the case that when I'm writing the part, it sounds like something, and the melody that I write for the part that's another interesting thing because songs are melodies and harmonies.
Well, let's. I want to go there.
All right, we'll go.
I want to go there because I feel there's a complete difference between my melodies and your melodies. So let's just go there later.
Cool. Yeah. So then that's what I end up doing then is trying to get to the place where that's the thing that I'm. It's just kind of a strange thing because it's not really it happens differently every time. When you're writing a song, every song that you write happens in a different way, kind of.
So, for example, how would you? How did Caveman? How did
Caveman? Okay, so I remember Caveman. It was me just sitting in front of my big Marshall stack amp with my electric guitar at the time, and I was just playing a part, and I played the dun 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 dun, and I liked it. So I just fucked around with it probably for like 30 or 40 minutes, just fucking around with that little part until I got to the entire riff. And then I got to the entire riff, and I was like, oh, that's cool. So then I started recording it, and then I started recording it until the breakdown where I started playing the E minor and I started strumming it a lot. The whole beginning part, essentially just the first couple verses, that whole part I wrote at one time. I was doing that. And then I had that written, and I had it there for like weeks. You know, where I'd play that part every now and then, sing the melody that I wrote for it, and then just get to the end and don't know what to do. And then one day, I just got to the end and I played another chord, and I was like, oh shit, that sounds good. And I just kept going with that. And then the rest of the song came from right there. You know, it sounded like that. I got to the E minor.
I freaking love playing that song.
Then I changed keys, and I went back to the D eventually.
Which, by the way, is the first time we've done that.
Is it really?
Yes. Oh, we changed keys in the song.
Yeah. The two verses are different keys.
Yeah. Right? I freaking love playing that song.
But it's it totally was like, it was in that mood. I wasn't feeling sad. I wasn't feeling anything. I was feeling, I want this song to sound cool, you know,
epic,
and that's exactly what was going through my mind when I was writing the part itself, right? So it I mean, for sure, it makes a big difference where your mind is at when you're writing the song.
Yeah. So now you just reminded me of another topic I want to talk about too. So we'll talk about. We can also let's not forget the melody, because that's a huge important part.
Yeah.
But one thing that you do that is fucking awesome, to me at least, is
I fucking hate it.
Is your guitar?
Sucks.
Is your guitar parts? Your guitar parts are typically what you play are usually like a melodic guitar part along with your melodies, right? So for example, Take My Hand, Caveman. Dun, 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 dun. That is not a usual thing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying?
No,
Running on Empty. Whatever, blah blah.
Yeah.
So
almost not like Jimi Hendrix, where Jimi Hendrix would play basically what he was singing.
Really.
Not all the time, but he would do that, right?
I just mean that it's because if I'm gonna sit
what
here,
he means is it's not a 4-chord thing.
Yeah, it's just not.
It's
not a chord progression per se. It's more like a guitar has the guitar has its own melody.
Yeah,
which is very
that must be difficult to play.
That's what I'm saying
when you're singing it. Right?
And now when I'm thinking about it, and now when I'm thinking about it, even more, it's like I can't even think of a band that does that.
I mean, and you know what's funny is that I couldn't think of another guitar part for those songs. Do you get what I mean? Like the songs that he just mentioned, I couldn't
because the songs are written off the guitar part. I mean, that's where the song came from, right? So, Caveman, it's for sure. It was the guitar part that came first. It was the guitar part. The entire beginning of the verse, that entire guitar part, I wrote it before I started singing along, right? So. So I just liked the way that sounded, and I was like, "This sounds good." So, words.
Yeah, similar to it. Yeah.
So then that's what happened.
So you had to write in a way where you.
No, I wrote the guitar part, and then after that I was like, "Okay, this is." And I just keep playing it over and over again. As a musician, you play that part fucking a million times. You know?
Well, I'm just saying that's a unique way of writing a rhythm guitar part, because technically speaking. You are the rhythm.
Yeah, your part
doing the lead, while your part is actually not a typical chord
progression. His part should match the melody almost.
No. My part is the backing of the music that's going on is what he's saying. The part that I'm playing is just the chord progression that the acoustic guitar is playing in the background, that kind of thing. It's the part that's just the little skeleton for the song to end up on, you know, that kind of thing.
And I think that's what, like, because I feel like when I write my songs are typically written. They're typically written more with like a chord progression involved.
Okay.
While your songs are
No,
more
you're
written with
right, because
like,
there are songs that I write that I don't even include chord progressions.
yeah, you don't. You write a
You're right.
melody with your guitar part.
I write the guitar part
Yeah.
as the part of the melody.
Yeah, that's an interesting way to write a rhythm guitar part, and that's the way that might not be like consciously what you think of, but that's obviously what ends up happening always, because you're the rhythm guitar player for that song, and I'm the lead guitar player for that song. And the song, although it might, and that's why I feel like people might like see us like and be like, wow, that's really interesting, because that song, they're like almost like two lead guitar players.
You know what's funny is that most people wouldn't even notice that.
Yeah, because of the way that we.
What's sad is
the
that
way
most
that we
people wouldn't notice that.
I feel it's just because of the way that we play, like the way that we play.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't think most people would notice that. I mean, I haven't really noticed that, but at the same time, I feel like in our band, that's why the bass part and my drum parts are so important.
Yeah.
You know, because the song would literally lose its bottom because of the type of guitar parts that you guys would like write.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's not that it's bad, because like, for example, I like bands like fucking Modest Mouse, which are literally the same thing, where they literally have songs where all the guitar parts are like, you know what I mean? And literally,
right?
Exactly. You literally don't have one fucking song that's like on it, you know what I mean? And you know, I get that, and it makes sense to me, and I think that's kind of why it's
anyway
kind of
yeah.
complicated.
I just think that's a unique. Oh no, we're good. I don't know.
Are we
how
still
long.
on? I don't know.
No, we're still on.
I know we're still on. I'm just saying.
I don't know how long we've been.
Like, I need another beer.
Get another beer. Why do you have to announce that?
Because
go
you're
fucking
closer.
get up and go fucking get your beer. Okay.
I just feel like that's now that I really think about it, that's a super unique way of writing a guitar part. You know?
I feel like that's not the only time it's ever happened, though.
Between us?
Or no, he's saying in general.
In general.
No, of course not. But I don't listen to music that's usually the case. Is what I'm saying.
But
you know,
even
it's funny, it's probably because of the way that I listen to music, though. Because when I listen to music, I don't
listen to the melody.
I don't even hear words.
Yeah,
I literally don't
melody.
even hear. I can't watch musicals. I can't watch musicals because I get fucking super confused because I have no idea what's going on. Because they explain the plot in the words of the fucking song that they're singing.
Yeah, and that you know it's funny because I literally have the same thing with you where I like the words are never my initial thing to pay attention to. You know what I'm saying? Like I always listen to the music and the melody. That's like the most important thing to me in any song. Honestly, this is what I've noticed recently is the melody. The melody is the most important thing.
And for me, it's not.
I know.
For me,
that's why
the words for you.
That's why me and Danny end up going like you can't rush right towards the Beatles unless that's where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Because that's what they have.
The melody.
It's the melody.
Right.
Yeah. For me, and what's funny is for me, it's recently been the words, you know, because I've never, and I'll say this a million times in my fucking lifetime, but it's never been the case until I've listened to fucking Modest Mouse. It's never been the case. You know, I grew up listening to fucking Red Hot Chili Peppers, which would sing about fucking cheddar cheese in the middle of a song. You get what I mean? Like, if you're really buried down to it, I mean, his lyrics made no sense.
Yeah, they don't make sense. Yeah.
A quarter through the song, they just stopped making sense. And it wasn't until I started listening to a band like Modest Mouse where literally, like, how he was singing and what he was singing literally made
how he was singing, what he was singing was what the music was. I mean, that's the thing, though, is that's the sensation that you want from music in the first place.
Yeah, you know? and of course, his music, like the music, was evoking very well what he was trying to explain.
Like his words made sense of what was going on.
What was happening?
I think that's really important. Actually, the way, like what you're saying, compared to how it sounds, is
It makes complete
yeah.
sense to me, and it caught me in a really how can I word this? It caught me in a really weird like moment
Well, I mean,
because I was still stuck between my Sublime and fucking Red Hot Chili Peppers, and
it
then
caught
this
you. It took you away. It was like,
and
oh
then
my
this
god,
happened, and
this
I'm
is,
like,
this is what you want. What the fuck are you doing?
yeah. So I mean, it was interesting, and I guess that's what made me start paying attention to that more.
Yeah.
And then it started pulling away from necessarily because like sometimes I mean it would happen too in Modest Mouse songs where it would scale back like in the music sense, like it would quiet down, but it was because, and you could tell that it was specifically because he wanted to listen, like he wanted you to listen to specifically what he was saying at that particular moment, and when you would do that, it would be like
It'd be worth it.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It was like, gotcha, bro. And then it would build up again, and you were like, I know exactly why you did that,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and kind of thing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's what I love about like, I mean, I guess I do it on purpose, but my songwriting has like elements of like a bunch of different bands, right? But I know which bands they are, so like my Modest Mouse, like side.
Well, you know what's interesting about that is that I thought that's what I was doing, and then I met Shane, and he listened to some of my songs, and he said, "You know, you sound like Elliott Smith." And I was like,
You never even heard
who
of
the
it.
fuck is Elliott
Yeah.
Smith? And I listened to him, I'm like, oh shit, I kind of sound like Elliott Smith, you know. So it's
I don't think so.
oh well, that's sure, cool.
But the thing is
music.
that, but the reason why is because we listen to the same music though.
Well, yeah,
And I
exactly.
know-
That's why I would have said that.
Yeah.
I don't think I sound like Elliott
No,
Smith.
you don't.
But
because
that's what they said to me the first time they heard
that's
me.
weird because
They
I
heard
listened
me,
to
they heard me play Running on Empty the first
and
time.
they thought Elliott
they
Smith.
thought
And they
Elliott
said
Smith.
that
Interesting.
sounds like Elliott
No.
Smith.
No, I can kind of understand that
Yeah.
though.
I played
because
it
it
only
has
acoustic.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
because-
why.
yeah,
that's
because
why.
it
Because
has-
Elliott
it
Smith
has
is like
that-
that vibe. Yeah.
it has that undertone to it. Like I wish every day I wish I had a different part for that song. I'm not gonna lie. like literally one day we're gonna go play that song live, and I'm just gonna play like a completely different part for that song.
Oh my god.
Because the way that I hear that
not
song
really
in my
easy.
head and the way that I play it, no, it doesn't sound.
We
It doesn't sound
we
right.
need a drum. We need the octopad. That's what we need.
Octopad.
Yeah, I think that's what it's called
That would
actually.
be
The
wicked.
octopad. Yeah. Anyways, so the other thing I wanted to talk about, which I feel like, I mean, I envy almost, is melody, and I don't know. I'm sure I know we've talked about it because I mean, obviously we played in a band for so long, but like I envy the melodies that you make. I envy that because I feel like I never write
What
really good
melodies
melodies.
are
Just
you
melodies
fucking
in
talking
general.
about?
No, you have to call like
Any-
a specific song though.
Just tell me a song, man, because I made a million melodies.
All right, so
What are you talking about?
so let's talk about On the Moon is a great example of like a fucking awesome like.
do you think
the
that melody is
chorus.
awesome?
I really do.
The chorus?
I like
Oh,
that
for
melody.
sure. That's a great
that-
melody.
On the moon.
That
That
is such a
catches-
great melody.
But why though? Because in my
Happiness is
opinion,
just a
is because
feeling.
it catches a lot of people though. Like
That's exactly
like
what I
literally it gets to people's heads to where they're like
Because you know how I made that melody is
like that's
melody,
I
though.
mean
I made the melody before I made the song. I made the chorus. That's how I wrote the song.
really
Is making the
That's
chorus.
awesome.
I was on my way home from working for my mom painting her fucking school, and I sang a melody, and it sounded like that. So I got home and I was like, "Oh, that sounds cool.
yeah. What chords
Let me
go
put
here?
what chords am I fucking playing? Play those chords and then make words."
That song is
That's
G
all
though.
it
That's
is.
the song.
Okay,
That's the
so-
song that I submitted to the 97X competition.
Did they not accept us because of it?
They haven't
Alright,
emailed
so-
us back.
All right, so that's cool. So okay, so let's say okay,
I
whatever.
think that song is brilliant.
That song is
I fucking love
Let's say
playing that
okay,
song.
so that might be the too catchy song to like bring up.
Yeah.
Okay, so Running on Empty. That melody
That's
is
a good- that's-
so awesome.
That's a good example. That melody
I
is
mean,
fucking weird.
I'm sorry, but you have awesome melodies. Like your melodies are really and this is
You come in so weird and everything. Like, it's fucking perfect.
Caveman's melody. I like Caveman's melody.
Forget
a
that
lot
song.
Too.
Don't listen to
I
him.
like that
He's...
That's a great melody. Oh,
No, that's a good...
you and another person who writes good
Jordan
melodies. Yeah.
Who?
That's what you're gonna say.
Yeah, Jordan Esker writes really good melodies, man. And good songs.
Mhm.
But I love his melodies. He is a very good melody writer.
Melodicist.
He's a very good melodicist. You know, and that's something I envy because I feel like my songs typically are just following chord progressions. That's what I feel.
Well, Danny, where else are you gonna fucking fall in that fucking spectrum? What else do I think? If I write a fucking...
That's a good point.
If I write a melody that has notes in it and then I choose chords to match the notes, then aren't I doing the exact same thing?
It's almost
Right?
like
Not necessarily, though.
for what he just explained on Running on Empty, he got...
No, I like that melody. I don't think I followed the
No, but that's exactly what I'm saying. It's because you just said, was it that song that you wrote that first before
no,
you
it
had
was,
the
it was,
chords?
it was on the moon.
Okay, so when you write something like the melody before you write the chords, it gives you so much room.
Yeah,
I can
that's
imagine.
kind
That
of,
just doesn't.
but not
Okay,
really.
so then that's a good example then, because that doesn't happen to me often ever.
No, of course. I mean,
never.
yeah,
Honestly,
yeah.
I don't think I've ever written a song first with a melody.
You don't think
Ever.
that gives you more room to write the chords if you write the melody first?
No, it completely limits you. If you don't have a melody, then you can use whatever chords you want. You know, I mean,
If you have the melody, then you're pretty much.
if you have a melody,
stuck
then you
in
have
the
to
key
use
that
you have
you're
to
in.
use
That
the
you're
key that
singing
you're
in.
singing in. Yeah.
But couldn't you change the key? But I guess
Well,
that
sure,
kind of
you could
changes.
change the key, but you're not going to change the notes that you're singing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to change the difference in the notes.
All you're doing is pretty much changing.
Yeah, you're just
like,
changing the key. It's moving.
Yeah.
It's moving on the moon.
I get.
to fucking
I
whatever.
get what you're saying because, like, water for like the second verse, where I had almost the same. Well, literally, I had the same chord progression, but then I just kind of improvised for the second verse to have a different melody.
Yeah.
I did that.
And then ended up with a different melody,
Yeah,
right?
ended up with a
So,
different melody.
Take My Hand is like that. The first and second verse have completely the exact same guitar parts, but they're different melodies. Completely different melodies. I said to you, it was
Me
just
too,
a
yeah.
ruse. And then the other time I go like, I said I won't, and then I do something like, I don't know. I do something different. I go to like a lower note or whatever. But yeah, that was like intentional, right? It was like I'm going back to the verse and I don't want to sing the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't want to sing the same
Yeah.
melody, so
Yeah.
I go to a different one. But
Yeah.
it's all fucking it's all itself. It comes through itself, man. Like that's it.
Yeah, I do. I'm not gonna lie. I do feel very happy about the melody that I just wrote in the new song in Cool Ice Melts. I feel like that's a cool melody. Like it changes a lot, and I
don't
feel
know
like that's
the
what
parts
I go
that I
for.
write, man. It's like it's always like I never feel like I wrote a good song. I always feel like I wrote a good part, you know, and then I have to use it to make a song. Not like that. That wasn't really a good way of putting it.
that made us look like dickheads.
No, it made me look like a dickhead, but what I meant was it's always one part that motivates the entire song for me. For me, it's
Yeah.
always one little thing that sounds cool that can be a concept for a song, or they can be a feeling for the whole song. You know?
Yeah, and then you just build off of that one.
And then you build. So, what's the song that Antarctica? That took me like 3 years or 4 years to write because of one part.
That's a record right there.
Yeah, no, it's the longest it's ever taken me to write a song.
Yeah.
I've written another song in 5 minutes. I've written songs in less time than it takes to actually play the song.
That's crazy.
I mean, for real.
I've never written a song that fast.
Really?
Never.
I legitimately have. I could play it for you right now.
I've never written a song that fast. No.
He said, "There's no more."
Who did? Dylan?
Daniel. He
Oh,
literally,
dang it.
he literally said that there was no more of these.
I didn't
There's
see
another one
it.
right there,
Use your
motherfucker!
eyeballs. God damn it!
Hey, Did you hear that?
Harmony.
They probably heard that.
Anyway.
I must say, as my job as a drummer is very simple. It's very simple.
And then,
I don't feel
bring up
like
a different topic because I want to talk about something.
I don't feel like I
What do you want to talk about?
think about it too much. So
Whatever you want to talk about.
Oh, I thought you had
Some
something
music.
in mind.
no, he didn't have. He literally just said whatever, bro. Listen, nigga. I said that.
Yeah, that's gonna have to be edited out.
Probably not.
Hmm?
Probably not.
Probably.
Not.
No, probably.
Not.
Pam is such a bitch.
Why is that? What she do?
She's such a weirdo. How she just like hangs out.
She's not gonna do anything. Why do you have to call her a bitch, bro?
She's a
Fuck.
bitch.
Leave my cat alone.
I do.
She's
find
not doing anything.
I do find it's weird though that she likes to hang out like right outside. Like,
She's just waiting for you to walk out so she could attack.
no, but she never does though. Whenever I do.
Of course she never does so is not the right statement.
never
at all.
does that.
Yeah, never is not the right word.
She never does that to me.
She does that to countless people.
Does she really?
She's done that to my mother.
She
She's done that
attacks
to
them outside of the bathroom.
like she just runs into their leg like she does normally, like just does cat shit. I don't know.
She just does.
Huh? You just scared the shit out of her so she didn't attack fucking Kenneth. Close the door of the bathroom. I don't know if it's closed. Okay.
Why is this in a brown bag like it's alcohol?
I don't know why the person packed
Used a
it
brown
that way.
bag? They ran out of white ones, you racist asshole.
Fuck, nigga. So what do you want to talk about, dude? I don't know.
I don't know. I was joking.
It was a House of I kind of.
Yeah, no. We're doing great. Yeah, sure.
So you just ruined it
Why did I ruin it?
because you were
No.
like, "Let's talk about something else." That's what
Yeah,
you said,
sure.
right?
No, that's exactly what I said. It doesn't mean you have to fucking listen to it right
No,
away.
we're
I
talking
mean,
about
you
music stuff because
you
we're
can
a
say-
band.
Well, I
God,
didn't say
hate
not.
you.
I didn't say not music.
God
Jesus
damn it!
Christ.
So
Listen,
now
you can
that
call me
we're-
Kenny.
now that we're all back, and
And the
Daniel's
chips are open.
and Daniel's done opening that bag of chips.
That.
What would you like to talk about?
Hey, callers, could you please give us a call with a question?
Please also put your radio down when you call and you have your radio
And take
high.
all the
It's just
crack
a lot of
cocaine that you
feedback.
have and try to just like pound it through your phone so it gets here somehow.
Somehow. Okay. So,
Alright. Oh, we see some crack coming in. Great. Great.
caller
You guys
number
are listening.
one.
Caller one.
Caller number one.
Alright. What's your question?
Quack!
Quack.
Quack!
Well, in that case,
I
I fucking love duck, man. Come over
just
here.
want to know why you guys have a fat like Daniel in the band.
So this is something I've considered thoroughly.
That's a good question.
Yeah,
That's it.
when I started this band, I was like, do I
crunching
really
chips
want to
in your
get
face.
involved?
Can
Do I
you-
really want to get involved with someone that's gonna want to like fuck me up my asshole later on in my life? Like that's what I was thinking. So what I said was, no, I definitely don't. So I kicked him out of the band right then and there, and he hasn't been in since. So I don't know why he's here.
Me either.
Yeah, like why are you here? Who invited you?
Can you stop crunching on freaking like chips
Never.
on the mic?
I'm not crunching on the fucking mic. It's like 30.
You don't-
Danny, chill the fuck out,
You
man.
seriously don't think that this mic is gonna catch that?
We're
No.
talking about the
Fucking
Pillsbury
mental,
Doughboy.
man. How are you gonna tell me that this mic? It's a fucking Omni mic. Of course, it's gonna catch
No,
that.
what?
This bike's
It's an Omni
this-
mic.
this-
It's literally like
this mic's better.
Yeah, that's
sure.
way better.
So both mics are catching him crunching on
Hey
these fucking
Elizabeth.
Tostito
Hey Elizabeth.
chips.
Hey, how about you don't fucking raise your voice towards me again ever? How about that one?
Yeah.
How about I would be really fucking happy if you never did that again.
I already
how about
fucking
that?
did. So you shut your mouth.
I'm not happy right
I'm
now.
nodding in agreement to both sides.
Seriously, though, man. Come on.
Come on, man. You're yelling in the microphone and you're gonna tell me about fucking crunching?
I love crunching.
You can't just go right over there.
Where?
At the counter over there?
In the
You're literally like sitting right next to
toilet.
it.
I'm not literally sitting right next to it, by the way.
Hey, how about you?
You're not?
How about you really actually go get that guitar? That'd be great.
Who talked about a guitar?
No one plays guitar. Actually, let's talk about how many people play guitar here. Kenny, I'm talking to myself. Yes, I am, and I'm not crazy either because of the situation. Kenny, are you crazy? No. All right, Danny, are you talking to yourself most of the time?
Yes.
Like right now.
Every day.
He's answering things that don't
Literally,
make any sense.
I am speaking as Kenny and Elizabeth right now.
Am I talking to you right now?
No, because I'm speaking for everyone here.
Exactly. So, you're talking
As myself.
to yourself.
I am talking to myself.
Well, you're talking as yourself. No, you're not. You're talking as me towards yourself.
Yeah, but I'm.
That's a
your
good
voice
fucking
is
point.
actually my. I'm actually speaking your voice and Elizabeth's voice. This is all in my head.
So
I am making these voices up. I'm just that good at when you hear two voices. It's actually me.
well, you're not
Or
good.
three.
You're just the perception of voices being there. So you're actually kind of like nothing.
And that's what my mind would tell you, so that you think that it's not real, but it is real.
Well, how's your mind gonna think if your mind's not really there, huh? How about that, buddy?
Well, that's what my mind would want to tell me to fuck me up.
It would, and it has.
Not.
Numerous times.
Oh my goodness. All right.
You know what I saw?
What
yesterday?
makes sense anymore that we're even talking about?
Dollars.
Well, except like just less than dollars, right? Because we're talking about cents here. So
That's what I was thinking.
that's probably what you're talking about. But we didn't reach dollar. We were only at like 97 or 98 cents.
I saw Fargo yesterday. Have
Did you
seen
really?
that? Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have seen that. I saw.
Yeah? Oh yeah?
Have you? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah?
Eh?
Eh?
You're so
Have you done it?
tempting.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah. Did you see the movie you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
No,
Okay.
he
'Cause
saw the
there's
comic.
a TV. There's a
comic.
TV
Oh,
series.
yeah.
Yeah, I saw the first couple episodes of that.
This guy.
But I saw the movie. Right. That movie's good.
Who would
Who's
say?
the dude? He was in Jurassic Park 3 or something. What's that dude's name?
Which dude?
He was the dude that fucking ran away from the cop too. He's the guy that fucked everything up.
So can you
the
guys
guy who
ex-
tried to kill his wife.
So you guys can you guys explain the premise of the movie?
So this guy wanted to kill his wife, so he hired a hitman to do it, and he fucked up.
Hitmen.
Hitmen. He had hired 2 hitmen to do
The
it.
guys who were fucking the prostitutes in the hotel room.
Were they doing that? Oh, did you see part of the movie? Is that why?
Yeah, then I fell asleep
Oh,
because it was so,
So, yeah.
fucking boring.
it was not.
No, I
dude.
was just
It
very
good.
tired.
Yeah, you were tired. Okay, so stop talking shit. Yeah, those 2
I'm probably
guys.
never gonna watch the movie though.
You should watch the movie.
It's a
It's a,
good
Probably
it's a
not
good
gonna.
movie.
I'm probably not gonna.
It's a really good movie. How does it end? The dude buries the thing, right? And that's it. And he leaves. That's not how it ends. Oh, cause he fucking dies. The other guy fucking right. Yeah.
Don't say.
I'm trying
who.
not to kill it.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to
don't
ruin
say
it
who.
for the people who are gonna watch.
But it's
trust
a very
me,
exciting
dude, there's
movie.
this one dude that you know from a lot of movies. Not one of them being
Steve Buscemi.
oh god, why did you say his name? I was just gonna say a movie that he was in. Like
Like why he's an actor? Why
Because
can't
that's it. If you
is he
watch
in, like,
30
is he
seconds
in,
of the
like,
movie, you know who's gonna
is he in
die
Pulp
now.
Fiction?
he-
Isn't
No,
he?
he's in Reservoir Dogs.
Oh, he's in Reservoir
Mr.
Dogs. That's
Pink?
why. Yeah, Mr. Pink, right. Alright, so Steve Buscemi, whatever. Him. He's in the movie, and he dies. So, watch
Eh,
it.
God damn it! Now there's
Spoiler alert!
because of you. You said his name. You said his name.
Oh, no. Okay, he doesn't. Maybe he doesn't die, but he gets...
You said his name.
He gets murdered brutally, and his skin is removed from his body. but besides that, I'm just saying that it's a really good movie, and you should watch it.
I mean, right? Who cares if that one guy
Right?
dies?
He loses all of his skin. Who cares?
Doesn't-
What was he using it for anyway?
That's irrelevant.
Like, I don't know,
Even
protection
though
from
that's
the wind
the
and
largest
stuff.
organ of the skin.
You know?
Especially
What,
up there
Of the
whatever.
body.
Up there in Minnesota, eh?
Right, in Minnesota. In Minnesota.
Minnesota.
In Minnesota, man.
No.
In Minnesota.
No.
Hey,
Up there.
up there, eh?
Up there, eh? In Minnesota.
That chick did
Oh,
a
yeah.
really good job. That
Yeah, she
pregnant
did.
lady.
Yeah.
Her voice
Oh,
was
yeah.
really the wife.
Yeah.
Her
Well,
voice
was your
was-
wife?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Her voice was awful. The only way that I know how that
was so annoying.
that accent sounds remotely is because of 30 Rock. And they got this one chick who does like a commercial for Overstock.com, and she's like, "Oh, You haven't done the O. We'll get on the O. Oh, like she just says O like 50 times.
No,
He's
but
running
they said,
away.
They said, "Oh yeah," like.
Oh yeah.
So much.
Yeah,
Oh
no,
god!
just
Like every time they
Oh,
say
yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Even
Just-
the dude that fucking that dude Steve Buscemi
Yeah.
said that shit the whole time.
Did he?
Just-
No, no.
Oh
he
no,
didn't.
not
he
Steve
didn't.
Buscemi. I'm thinking
No.
of the dude from Jurassic Park 3, man.
Oh, you're talking about the
What's
husband.
what's the husband? What's
the
his
husband.
name?
I don't
Is he
remember.
in Jurassic Park?
Oh,
Yeah, he is. He's in
The husband?
the husband. That dude
Michael
in that
Rooker.
movie.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah.
What
yeah.
is
yeah,
he in
he's
Jurassic Park?
He's from there. Yeah, that's why.
What
yeah.
Jurassic Park? Well, what is he in Jurassic Park 3?
He's the dude. He's the main guy who hires Alan, whatever
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
thing. He's married to the lady who goes to find their son in Jurassic Park 3.
Oh my God,
That guy, that
He
dude.
does such a great job. In that movie.
He does
By
an
the way.
awesome job in that movie.
I mean, he
yeah.
did it.
But he does that all the time. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he does that shit the whole.
Did he not
movie,
do a
man.
good job in this movie? I mean, I'm
What,
sure.
in Jurassic-
in this
Oh,
movie.
No, in this
Fargo,
movie he did
in
great.
Fargo,
Yeah,
okay.
Jurassic
I'm
Park,
like
yeah.
in Jurassic Park.
Fuck that guy. But
I'm like,
in
what?
Fargo, he was like the main character pretty
Yeah, no,
much.
it was
I mean.
great. Yeah, it was fucking awesome. I love like the scenes between the cop, like the pregnant lady, the main
Mhm.
chick,
And him.
him.
And then when
Awesome.
she goes in there and she's like interviewing him,
Yeah.
and then he goes and he's fleeing the scene. He's fleeing
Yeah.
the scene. That was
Like,
great.
I'm just trying to get some information from you.
Yeah.
Her
And then he
voice
just
was-
starts. He's fleeing the scene. He's fleeing the scene.
The
Like,
wife's
oh
voice was
darn it!
awful,
Okay, I'll
man.
go do an inventory. Right, and then, like,
The wife's voice was awful. Like
Who's
it was,
that guy's wife.
mhm.
I literally had to come out to the living room and fall asleep.
So you know
because-
the dude that did all right in Sherlock Holmes Watson, the BBC one. Do you know that dude? All right, he was also in
AI. That's not the guy I'm talking about, right?
No,
Not Jude Law.
not Jude Law. This dude he
was he really an AI though?
He was in The Hobbit. He was the Hobbit in The Hobbit. You know, he was that.
They were all hobbits.
No, he was the main one. Bilbo Baggins in The Hobbit.
Oh, okay.
You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's just a really
no.
weird way of describing it.
I don't know
He was
where
the
else
Hobbit.
I know him from.
They were all hobbits. He was the
It was
Hobbit
called The Hobbit.
in the
I'm just
Hobbit.
saying.
It's not.
Evan, but he's in Sherlock too, the BBC one. He's Watson in that. Fuck. What else is he
It's
in?
not-
Is he
fucking,
in that cop movie, the funny British zombie one?
No, he's not Sean of the Dead.
That's the one I was thinking.
He's
of.
not
His
that
son
dude.
there. Oh my god, I know exactly who you're talking about.
He was in the
It's
movie
not like
that we
Elijah
just-
Wood or anything.
It's
No,
not Elijah
no.
Wood. What's the movie we were just talking about that I brought this up?
You said the
Fargo?
Hobbit.
Fargo. He was in. All right, so Fargo is a movie, and then they made a TV series out of it. The main
I haven't
person.
seen that.
Yeah, so the main person in the TV series is the dude from The Hobbit. It's the dude from Sherlock. It's the dude from he was in that's where also I know him from. He was in The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh,
he was
okay.
he was the main
yeah.
character in that.
He's in The Office, the UK version
Is
of
he in
The Office.
Really? Is he in the
Oh
UK version?
yeah.
He is. He's Jim,
This-
isn't he Jim?
Is
Yeah,
he
he's
Jim?
Jim,
Is
yeah,
he Jim?
he's Jim.
Really?
Jim
Yeah.
in the
Office
UK.
in the UK version?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But that's the dude I'm talking about.
Okay.
He
Okay.
was in the movie. He was in Fargo. He was in the TV series. He ends up being the main character in the TV series of Fargo, and he ends up finding that dude. That dude, exactly.
Jim
Yeah,
in the UK,
exactly.
yeah.
That dude.
Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah.
He
oh,
is,
he was
yeah.
in. He was in. I didn't know he was in The Office. I didn't know
UK.
that.
Yeah,
that was.
the UK one.
Yeah. He. The only one I knew from that was that other dude. What's his name?
Ricky Gervais.
Ricky Gervais. That was the only dude that I knew in
In the UK one.
the UK one.
Have
Okay,
you
so
seen that by the way?
no, I
It's
haven't.
fucking
If
good.
I
It's
did, I would have noticed that he
super
was
funny.
fucking Jim.
That's
No, that dude's hilarious. I love that guy, man. I don't even know what's
Yeah,
his
he's
name,
pretty
man.
much funny in
He's funny as
everything
fuck,
that he
man.
does.
Oh yeah.
Well, I think this is a good.
He was in Fargo, the TV series.
Okay.
message
But
you
should watch
I
it.
didn't
You
see.
should watch it.
Okay, I will. Because now the.
It's. I think there's only one season.
I think this is a good
But it's
place
cool
to end
because
this.
yeah, all right, yeah, right. We're
Sign
recording.
out, man.
Hey, podcast. So, check it out. We're House of I. We play music and we talk about shit. But we play music more often, so come to our shows.
Yeah, it's true.